Well, greetings, Boise State fans. Welcome on in. If I get our graphic off the screen here, that'd be awesome. BJ Rains, John Mallory with you. Another edition of Mondays with Mallory here, Bronco Nation News Live. Johnny's coming to you from the rowpaint.com studios, our title sponsor, Bronco Nation News. Power and people, pride in painting, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. And Johnny, the weekend's over. It's Super Bowl week. I know it's a big fun week for you guys there at 95.3, the ticket, but we're have a Boise State win to talk about. Lost in Laramie, came back on Saturday and beat San Jose State. It was fun to see you there, press row, man. So happy Monday, man. It's going to be a big week. Let's get it started.
I love Super Bowl week, right? And Boise State basketball typically, hasn't been a major factor in this town on Super Bowl week. But that's not the case this year, right? This is a factoring team in. I think people showing up to the office this morning, hanging out at the water cooler, it's two topics, right? It's the Super Bowl and it's Boise State hoops. So it's going to be a fun thing for, I know, your coverage at BNN and also what we're doing here at KTIK. Let's go.
What do you make, I guess, first of all, just of, we always start basketball and then we run out of time and we never get to the Kellen Moore news. So let's just start with Kellen Moore and make sure we have a minute to talk about that. Plenty of basketball news to talk about, but the rumors are surfacing, Johnny, the reports, Kellen Moore, once again, it looks like might miss out on the head coaching cycle here in the NFL. And so as we were talking Super Bowl, we stick with the NFL for a second. What's your thoughts on Kellen Moore? And I think a lot of people, myself included, thought this would finally be the offseason that he would land that head coaching job in the NFL. And now it looks like with Mike McDaniel going to the Dolphins from the 49ers OC that looks like, I know there's still technically 2 openings left, but it looks like Kellen Moore returning to the Dallas Cowboys again. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I thought wrong. I guess I thought Kellen Moore would have an opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL on this cycle. First in the league in scoring, first in the league in total yards. Last year, I think they were top 5 in both categories. Maybe it was that stench of that playoff loss. I mean, it was a gruesome loss. Cowboy fans know that. Kellen knows that. Or it's just, hey, the ball didn't land in his favor this cycle, right? I mean, I don't think that this is going to be like, why isn't Kellen Moore getting head coaching jobs? What is he doing wrong here? He's only really been in the cycle for 2 years, so this will be a big year coming up. I will just say this, though. He does go back to the Cowboys, but this is not going to be a better Cowboy team next year than I think they just had this year, and I'll tell you why. I mean, they rank 30th in cap space. They're over $20 million over the cap. BJ, they have to cut guys. Like, they can't bring back everybody anymore. Now, they're in the red, not the black. To put that into perspective, the Miami Dolphins rank number 1 in cap space. $63 million they can spend this season. Dallas, negative 21, right? I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence, for example, on the defensive side of the ball, he has a cap hit of $27 million. That's more than the Rams are going to pay Aaron Donald next year. DeMarcus Lawrence could be a cap casualty. Amari Cooper is making over $20 million. He could be a cap casualty because right now the Cowboys have, 16% of their cap spent on Dak Prescott and 13% of their cap spent on DeMarcus Lawrence. It's almost a third of their payroll on 2 players. So Kellen next year, he's going to have his work cut out for him. I have all the confidence in the world he'll get it done. But the Cowboys might have to be bargain shoppers and hit on draft picks. Luckily, they've been doing that. But Kellen, yeah, he'll go back to the Cowboys. But I look at the situation. I don't know if it's going to be as good as he had it these past 2 years, man.
Do you think it was him not finding the right fit, teams not, wanting him, obviously, or where do you think it was? And what do you think of his stock moving forward if they're not going to be as good as you think?
Yeah, that's pure speculation, obviously. I mean, I know he was a finalist there in Miami. They liked him enough to give him a second interview. And, general managers and owners, they like who they like, and they want to hire who they're going to hire. And sometimes one person, particularly whatever, won't be a good fit for that. I don't know if it's anything on those lines. And, hopefully, the Cowboys will still have one of the top offenses in the league last year, despite having to, move and shake some things on their payroll. Maybe they can get those players I mentioned before to restructure their deal to make it more cap friendly. A lot of teams are able to do that. But I'd say for Cowboy fans, getting the big three back, with McCarthy, Kellen Moore, and Dan Quinn, you keep that band together. Those are good coaches, BJ. There's a lot of NFL players out there with talent too. So we'll see, man. But I don't know. It's probably just be speculation on that. If Kellen's doing something wrong in the interview process, I wouldn't think so.
And they got Dan Quinn coming back too, right? So they do have both the coordinators coming back in Dallas. We'll keep an eye on that. Quick shout out, thank you to United Commercial Insurance, the best in business insurance. They can do general liability insurance, workers' comp, professional liability insurance, commercial property insurance, business owner policies, you name it. If you just started your business or have been working for decades, United Commercial Insurance offers competitive rates and great service to help manage your business insurance needs. United Commercial Insurance makes it easy for you. You can get your information right there on the screen. Check them out, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. We're going to talk Boise State basketball now. We're going to hear from Leon Rice. We're going to take a look at the Mountain West standings here, and I know it's going to be a big topic this week on your show, Johnny. A big weekend coming up. Kind of be a lull this week. No game until Friday. The team was off yesterday. They'll be off today, and then they'll get back at it on Tuesday. Friday night, 9 p.m. against UNLV. Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. against Colorado State. And I know that neither time is really that great. 9 p.m. on a Friday and 2 p.m. on Super Bowl Sunday, but two big games this weekend for Boise State basketball coming up, and they kind of put themselves in position here, Johnny. 9-1, as Leon Rice called it at the All-Star break. They got a couple of days off here. They got 8 games left in conference play. They're in 9-1, sitting in first place. San Jose State, 76-60. Was the final, Johnny. They got up by as many as 29, kind of let San Jose State hit some threes and get back in the game a little bit, but playing without Emmanuel Akot, and you didn't get much again from Mladen Armouche, but a 16-point win, and you kind of get that good feeling back on a win after losing at Wyoming, and like I said, you get a little breather now, and then you gear up for the big final stretch run.
Good crowd too, right? Good crowd. A lot of folks up there in the balcony. They're right on top of you. You hear that roar like you hear sometimes at Extra Mile Arena, that white noise, if you will. It gets loud in that little building. The student section, they showed out, I thought, too. So it was fun to have like a day basketball game at the Extra Mile with a good Boise State team really playing in front of a crowd like that for the first time in a while. It's been such an interesting situation this year for their schedule, right, BJ? Like Leon even jokes about it sometimes, like, so are we home or do we have to play another home game? Can we get it? It's just that's kind of how it's been this year. It was nice to see that place rocking, and you probably felt the same way too. You're looking around and you're thinking, okay, there's 8 games left. That's half the league schedule. That is a long part of the journey that this team is still on. And for those remaining home games, a lot of opportunity for some fun in this town, right? With this basketball team trying to punch a ticket to the tournament, and they keep getting closer. But I just was looking around in the stadium, in the building there, thinking, what, this next month, February, early March, it's going to be a lot of fun for this basketball team in this town, because you're going to see some fun environments. And I expect Friday night, BJ, 9:00. A lot of fans got time to, do whatever they're going to do before going into the arena on that game. And UNLV always kind of packs a punch with some extra crowds. They still have that name a little bit, I guess. I think Friday is going to be terrific.
Yeah, 8 games left. 5 are at home of the 8. So we'll take a look at the Mountain West standings here and see if I can make this work. Johnny, there you go. Great graphic. Took it right off my TV last night with my cell phone. So that's a great quality graphic that I'm sure no one else can do as good as this. But what's your take? Boise State does have the half-game lead. There was some good games yesterday in the Mountain West. Actually, San Diego State survived against Nevada, and then you had a great game between Wyoming and Fresno, and Wyoming got the win by 2 points on the road at Fresno. So that was one that Boise State fans probably wanted Fresno State to win, but Wyoming wins it. So Boise State's a half game up, and it looks at least at this point, Johnny, like a 2-team race.
It's cool because the whole league, and you can look at whatever's at the net. I think they rank 5th in the country as a conference. The Mountain West does right now, ahead of some Power 5 conferences, obviously. And with these, Utah State is scrappy. UNLV is playing significantly better. Watch out for that Friday night. That UNLV team can play a little bit now, right? Fresno State stays kind of on the course. And then, Boise State, Wyoming, Colorado State have kind of led the charge. But the interesting team to me is San Diego State. You said they survived against Nevada, and I was thinking had they lost that game, all of a sudden you're looking at San Diego State having to really rally, right? And I think that might be the case anyway. 13-6 is not a spectacular record by any stretch right now. San Diego State is going to have to finish extremely strong, but the whole league keeps elevating, right? What is it? The high tide raises all ships. We're seeing that with this league this year, BJ. Nevada, a 3-7 team. If you don't pack a lunch, you're going to be in for a close one against Steve Alford and the Wolfpack. So I'm just curious to see this thing play out. Like, I found myself yesterday, not just because where I work and whatever, just because I wanted a better game. I found myself watching the Mountain West over the Pac-12 and other big leagues, BJ. The Mountain West, a lot of good matchups. Styles make fights, and I'm loving this thing. When's it going to be March, man? I know you're going to be ready, Reigns, but I will be too, man.
Yeah, and you look at that game yesterday, Nevada nearly won at San Diego State, and they did not have Grant Sherfield or Warren Washington, two of their better players. I mean, Sherfield's a first-team all-league player and has not played the last couple of games. I just look at that standings right there, Johnny, and the 8-9 matchup, and then the winner of that plays the 1. That would be a scary matchup in the quarterfinals for Boise State to have to go against Cambridge and Sherfield and that crew, which they've struggled with in the past. A couple big games coming up though. Tomorrow night, Utah State is at Wyoming. I think Utah State's won 5 in a row in league, and they've been crushing teams. And they got to play. It is at Wyoming, but that should be an interesting game. And then Colorado State has to go to Nevada, who we just talked about tomorrow night as well. So a couple big games in the Mountain West, that's on Tuesday, yeah, and then obviously we'll get through the rest of the week later. Fresno State's got to go to Colorado State. Nevada is at Utah State on Friday as well as the UNLV Boise State game. What did you make of the San Jose State game though, Johnny? As I said, Boise State got up by 29, kind of a slow start at that point, but they didn't cover for folks that are into that kind of thing, but they did win by 16. Their computer numbers didn't take a huge hit. As you mentioned, they're 34 in the net today, 32 at Ken Palm. Which is, pretty close within a spot or two of where they were going into that game. So, didn't have ACOT, just kind of a, you mentioned a nice crowd, but I didn't think Boise State played great, but, scored 76 points and improved to 9-1.
I thought they started a little sluggish. I agreed with what Leon said in the post game. Kind of started a little slow here and there, but I'll tell you this. I thought it was kind of the Tyson Dagenhart show, if I will. I mean, I thought he was the best player on the floor, certainly for Boise State. And I thought every time they kind of got into this lull offensively. And I mean, that's going to happen with this team. I mean, they are 7th in the conference in scoring per game. Like, they're not going to run you out of the gym offensively. I mean, they're 2nd in the conference in scoring defense, so it works, right? They're obviously winning a hell of a lot more games than they're losing, but they're not one of those teams that's going to come out and drop 100 on you. At least we haven't seen it. But it seemed like anytime they got into even a little funk, mini slump, call it what you will, I could see the Tyson Dagenhart kind of saying, okay, get me in good position, get me the ball here. And not that I'm going to shoot it every time, but let's just make things run through me. If I need to pass it, I will. If not, I'm going to look to get a shot on this guy. And he did. And we're just, again, seeing the evolution of this kid just seem to get better. A lot of people, I don't think they take into consideration enough that, yeah, these are kids. They get better. Every practice helps them, right? And Tyson Dagenhart's been saying that too, how much better of a player he is on February 7th than he was on December 7th. And that's just 2 months. That was my biggest takeaway from San Jose State. And, I thought Tyson Dagenhart was magnificent, and I'm enjoying the show. And, I know I got a lot of hell on Twitter for something I tweeted out about Conference Player of the Year, BJ. I think you retweeted or whatever. It wasn't a statement. It was a question.
Yeah.
Just asking, can he at some point this season get himself in the Player of the Year conversation in this league? There's 8 games left. If they say win 7 of 8 and he is spectacular down the stretch, like best player in the league type of stuff down the stretch,
yeah,
can he? That's all I was saying. It wasn't a statement saying Tyson Dagenhart is a Player of the Year candidate. He's obviously not yet. Look at the numbers. But heck, even if he's not, who cares? I guess the kid's getting better. This team's getting better. And San Jose State, that's what good teams do to teams that are struggling. You're up by 29 points at one point.
And he had 23 points, had a heck of a game, and played 34 minutes. He was 3 of 5 from deep, had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. He was all over the court. And I agree with you. I mean, the thing is, they got to have somebody on the first team, right? Especially if they win the league. I mean, the team that wins the league has to have a first team player. But you look at the league right now, I don't know if Boise State has a surefire first team player. And so we'll see what Degenhart does down the stretch. Leon Rice, after the game, did talk about Tyson Degenhart. You had one of the questions in here. Here's Leon Rice talking after the game about his freshman.
As a freshman, you come in and you don't want to a kid like him, he cares so much about the team that, a couple months ago, he probably just didn't want to overstep, like these guys. But these guys, he built their trust by how good he is and how great he played. He got us going. I thought we were kind of running in mud a little bit to start the game. They were more aggressive than us, and I think he changed that and, started that first run and got us more aggressive. And then that spread throughout the team, and that's how we got it going. No, it was more subtle because you think even back when I wasn't playing him hardly, those little minutes that he got, like he flipped that Utah Valley game by the charge he took on Fardas in the first half. Just he would make those winning plays. He just didn't have a chance to make as many as he did now, and he didn't have that confidence in that, opportunity, and all those things weren't there yet. And that's part of the maturation process. And I think it's came about naturally and organically, and now we've got ourselves a heck of a player, no doubt.
And Johnny, we had a comment here. Derek on the watching on the Facebook page. Tyson is a lock for freshman of the year. Can we at least go that far?
Yeah. I'm sure he's got the Jay Tust vote.
Well, I mean, and again, I know we keep going back to this, but it is crazy to think about. This guy wasn't even starting earlier in the season. Devonair Dutrieve was in the lineup over him. He's now averaging 10.1 points per game. He's shooting 52% from the field, too. So you're getting a guy that's at 6'8", plays solid defense, takes the charges, averaging in double figures now. He's been incredible for them, and they wouldn't be where they were without him, no doubt, Johnny.
Think about this real quick, BJ. The game he took, what was it, the 5 charges?
Fresno State, yep.
Yeah, he took 5 charges, and you're a baseball guy. I mean, I know that doesn't count on the stat sheet, but he essentially took away 10 points for the other team. Taking that charge, either if he's called for a block, maybe you're at the free throw line, or if the guy makes the shot, he took away 5 possessions there. That's like the middle infielder that only hits 230, but he saves you 25 runs a year with how well he plays defensively. So it's skewed a little bit. And I think some of those numbers come with Degenhart, and it's fun to see. Like he does things that don't always show up in the stat sheet. And he's a thrill to watch. And obviously Bronco Nation, they're going to have a lot of fun with this kid over the next 3-4 years, BJ. It's going to be fun to watch.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting into the trucking industry, if you're looking for a new career start, something fresh, look no further. Transportation Compliance Service. They can help you every step of the way. Get your LLC, your tax ID, your DOT number, overweight permits, you name it. They can do it. There's 20 steps and things that need to be done to get you out on the road. Many of that try to do it themselves, end up going out of business. So if you work with TCS, they'll get you better insurance rates, better chance of passing your safety audits. They're signing up 50 to 70 new accounts a day from folks all over the country. Johnny, how about this? Over 1,000 people a day are deciding to move into the trucking industry. It's desperate for folks right now. So if you're thinking about it, give them a call, give them a look. Transcompservice.com for more information. It's a national company, but based right here in Meridian. So Transportation Compliance Service. One negative, Johnny, Mladen Armouche. In the last 5 games, he's still at, I think, more fouls than points in the last 5 games. Let's see how many fouls he had in that game. So he had 3 fouls. So I think he's up to 19 fouls and like 17 points or something in the last 5 games. Where are you on Mladen Armouche? I know Leon was telling us it sounds like he's maybe dealing with a slight shoulder injury, but just they're not going to do what they want to do if they can't get Mladen Armouche going. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, I'm also seeing him not getting a lot of looks. BJ, he's not like shooting 2 for 13. He's not 3 for 15. It's like 2 for 4. It's like 1 for 5. He's not getting a lot of looks. And okay, Tyson Degenhart, he's evolving. Abu Kijab and E-Man and Marcus Shaver Jr. are kind of ball. They have the ball a lot, right? They're ball dominating players. Okay. And sometimes I just think Mladen gets lost in the shuffle. And the best way he gets his points is off offensive rebounds and putbacks. I'm not seeing a lot of looks inside or giving him an opportunity to get comfortable in the game and get a lot of looks. I know he still helps them dramatically defensively. Mike Burns has told me what the value, that's the defensive coach, obviously, for Boise State, the value that Mladen brings defensively, in the pick and roll game, in the pick and pop game. I mean, he can cover multiple guys, and in a tough man-to-man defense, whether you're switching on screens or not, they don't have to play, one way or the other when Armouche is out there. He's able to do exactly what they want to do defensively. I just think maybe he needs a few more looks, but they've been winning. You're right. He's not playing well. He's not scoring. And it's odd because he used to score. He was a double-digit scorer, right?
Oh, he had 22 and 19 just about 2 weeks ago against Utah State.
Yeah,
so it's in there. It's in there.
I want to see what they do moving forward there, because right now they're scoring without him.
Yep. Hey, we need folks to do us a favor. The KTIK 95.3 Ticket YouTube page, as well as the Bronco Nation News YouTube page. Go on there and give us a subscription if you don't mind, a like. It takes about 2 seconds. It's really easy. Go on there to both our YouTube pages, Bronco Nation News, as well as KTIK 95.3 The Ticket. It's 2 separate pages. Just look for us, search for us, click subscribe. Apparently, Johnny, all the big YouTube gamers, they say you're supposed to click some bell, and then when we go live, folks will get notified. I don't know all about all that, but just go on there to YouTube if you don't mind, and give both our Facebook pages a like. We'd appreciate that. We're trying to build up these channels here as we move forward. And by the way, Johnny, I know you're on the pregame show. The James gift card here. Brent Chapman was the winner. Only missed the final score by 6 total points.
Wow.
He had 72-58 was his prediction. The final score was 76-60. Brent Chapman you have to, if anybody missed it on the pregame shows for all the games moving forward, we're going to give away a $25 gift card to the James, the new whiskey and cocktail bar right over across the street from BSU. You just have to be the closest to predict the score, and you have to be a subscriber to Bronco Nation News, a paying member to our website. And Brent Chapman was the closest paying member. He missed the BSU score by 4, and only by 2 on the San Jose side. So 6 total points. Brent Chapman, reach out to me or I'll email you. And Friday night, UNLV, come by and see me press row, and we'll give you the James gift card. Maybe John, you'll even do a picture with you for free. We'll see.
Doubtful. Nice work, BC.
Hey, Dustin saying you can't believe how many charges BSU has taken this year. Never seen a team take this many. And Leon did say, though, they're legit charges, right? He said they're not flopping. He doesn't like flopping. He doesn't want flopping in the game. And they don't do drills. We were on there last week talking to the coaches and some of the players. They don't. We called it the Vlade Divac drill back in high school, where he just took charges all the time, and they don't do that anymore. They don't want guys getting hurt in practice, but they're not really flopping, right? They're taking legit charges, and that has been a key for their defense this year.
It's part of the reason why they're a tough defensive team, right? Why they force a lot of turnovers. You take those charges. You look at the numbers, the stats. They back that up with them this year. They keep teams under what they want to score. They keep them under the percentages they want to shoot, and turnovers, right? Anytime you can take a charge, that's taking 2 or 3 points away from what the offense could have scored on that possession, playing the analytical game. And they get 2, 3, 4, in some cases 5 in one game. All of a sudden, those teams are not going to be scoring in the 70s and the 80s because they're turning the ball over too damn much.
Emmanuel Acott did not play in that game. Johnny Leon Rice said he's hopeful he'll play Friday against UNLV, and said he was 30 to 40% against Wyoming and tried to gut it out. What do you make of E-Man? Obviously, they need him. He's a key player for him.
Yeah, players are going to get hurt. There's going to be bumps and bruises along this road. You're going to still enjoy the journey, like I say every week, BJ. But luckily for Leon Rice, this is the all-star break. About halfway through conference season, they got almost a week off. They played Saturday, don't play again until Friday, so they're going to rest up. They're going to heal up. I think Emmanuel Acott will be ready 100% Friday night. These kids, the nutrition, the stuff that they put in their body, the amount of time they dedicate to sports science now. Like these kids, they're good to go, man. You give them 4 or 5 days, they are chomping at the bit. I don't think it's going to be anything unless it's a serious, significant injury that we don't know about, BJ. Other than that, I think they're going to heal up on the All-Star break Friday night, 9 p.m. extra mile against UNLV, and I expect that place to be rocking.
Hey, quick word. Shout out my new dentist, Dr. Chris Minert, native of the Treasure Valley, grew up in Eagle, went to Eagle High School, graduated from Boise State, and he's doing a heck of a job. Those are my kids there on the screen. So my family made the switch, and be seeing Dr. Minert again soon. Hopefully you will as well. His caring and compassionate personality shines through every aspect of his practice. His main goal is to provide innovative, comprehensive dental care for all of his patients so they can maintain a high level of wellness throughout their daily life. He's adding a 4th location, but got the 3 there, Boise, Caldwell, Mountain Home. Just go to BoiseDentistryCo.com for more information. Johnny, as we wrap this up, kind of look ahead. Again, they don't play till Friday. Leon Rice was talking about the final stretch coming up, and here's Coach Rice on kind of what moving forward and where they sit here at the, as you said, the All-Star break.
And that's flawed. That's flawed.
Oh, that's the wrong one here. Let's go to
we're 9-1 at the All-Star break. I love it. And we've been to some tough places and done some great things. And this is coming at a terrific time because, we were supposed to play New Mexico this week. And now, thank God we moved it. Thank you for that. That's because, if we had to play again in 2 or 3 days, I probably still wouldn't have email. I'd probably have to hold him out because we need him back and we need him healthy. And, Shave's hand was a little banged up, shoulder. We got 10 guys with things, and we need the good thing is a 4:00 game. We got the rest of today. We got, Sunday and Monday they get off, and, I want them to kind of get away, clear their heads, and we're coming back hard for the final run.
All right, Johnny, 60 seconds or so left here. Final thing, again, Friday night, UNLV, Sunday. Then they got next week, obviously playing Air Force. Then the following weekend, you think about the next 2 weekends here, UNLV and Colorado State. And then next weekend, after that, they have Utah State on a Saturday afternoon, San Diego State on a Tuesday, both at home. So this is a big stretch for them, 4 out of 5 at home here against some quality teams to make some hay.
I love college basketball. I know you do too. You're going to watch your Jayhawks again on national television.
Texas, tonight. Baby. Big Monday.
Big Monday. That's a good one. I love college basketball, BJ. February, March, this is a terrific time of year. And it's cool that our, your viewers, our listeners, people who follow our channels, really have, Leon's given them a big fat bone to chew on, right, man? This basketball program, and they keep winning, and they're fun to watch and easy to support. So it's going to be a nice second half of the season. People think the season's almost wrapped up. 8 games left. That is a ton of time, BJ. Wasn't this team 9-1 in the Mountain West this time last year?
They were. This is about the time it fell apart. So
right.
We'll see.
Right?
Hey,
I know.
3 to 6 today. We'll be listening with you and Mike Prater. Prater in the ball game. KTIK.com, KTIK app, 95.3 FM, 1350 AM. So appreciate your time as always, Johnny, on Mondays, and we'll be listening again to you, Prater and JP, 3 o'clock. And appreciate it, folks. Make sure to subscribe on the YouTube channels for both of us as well, and give us a like there. We'd appreciate it. And Johnny, we'll talk to you later, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Johnny's the best. Appreciate folks for checking it out. Bronco Nation News live here on the social media channels, KTIK, Bronco Nation News.